Powerful. So many feels with this episode. The tension in the air. Yo, so well done. Beautifully executed, and that 10 out of 10 character development across the board. Not only for Daichi with the last couple episodes and this injury, but in his absence, the vacuum created by the foundation of the team having to step down from this game. The character development for ENNOSHITA, which it's so fitting that the man's first name is CHIKARA, because the power surging through him, how he hoisted the team on his back and, filled in for Daichi, getting that insight into his past and establishing his character. It was amazing, dude. It was absolutely beautiful, as well as the development for my boy Yamaguchi, which I definitely have to get into in a second. But Haikyuu Season 2, Episode 17. First and foremost, Daichi. After last week, what did I say? I knew that the man would be okay long term. The cliffhanger was dirty, the suspense was killing me in the air at the beginning of this episode. The dialogue this episode was amazing, especially the commentary from, the outside, which worked to kind of establish this tense atmosphere. It was stifling. Almost. From the very beginning of the episode, the conversation, the rain pouring down, the conversation between the Johzenji team members, and Terushima is basically like, what he says about Daichi and how he's like, he was the most interesting. Really playing up what, Ukai was saying last episode about this being a battle between captains, in this game with Wakunan, and they're basically like the foundation that no one notices. And, the cut to Daichi on the floor, the cinematography, and seeing him get up like a boss and encourage Tanaka right after it, spitting out a tooth like it's nothing and showcasing his frustration that he has to step out of this game and putting his hopes on the rest of the team and Asahi. Daichi is an amazing leader, he's a boss, but at the same time, with his absence, CHIKARA got his chance to shine and actually put himself on my radar. And with this one episode, in one fell swoop, his character was developed incredibly. The flashback within a flashback, showcasing, how the team in the first years, really are starting to look up to him and how he keeps them in line with the ridiculous and energetic antics and everything like that. Basically, like a second Daichi, a vice captain for the team and who everybody will be looking to take over once the third year step down. And to see his past, how he can have the same effect as Daichi, knowing how to rally each individual person, how he stands up for Yamaguchi in this episode and everything like that. He's strong. He's powerful, dude, but also getting that insight, and it's so realistic. It's something that Haikyuu, really hasn't delved into. Every sports anime does it at some point, into the characters who, feel the passion for the sport being sucked out of them, and who have troubles, who run away from what they actually love, or also kind of giving exposition and providing that insight into, how for certain people, it may not even be for them, as, CHIKARA is remembering his past, his first year, when Elder Ukai was still OG Ukai, was still in charge and everything like that, and how brutal the practices were, and he was skipping and everything like that. And to see his resolve and to see him going from that and, never wanting to run away from what he loved again, you see when he cries out after that receive, dude. I was just like, dude, the music, the Haikyuu fucking GOAT OST, man, which gets me every single time. Just an incredible air about this episode. Similarly with Yamaguchi's fear, Ukai having set up this game for him to come in as a pin server once again. And I really do feel for my boy Yamaguchi, because he is put in, the most critical situations and is expected to perform. But he definitely did run away, and it was amazing to see, CHIKARA cover him and, comfort him at the same time, knowing what it's like to be in that position, showcasing that he has these nerves as well. But Yamaguchi, man, the fact that you were up, there was no need to play it cautious, bro. You should have gone all in. Even if you failed, that was the time to start stepping up. But I really see him, this is just another step on his path to growing and developing and becoming strong. And I really see him learning from this mistake, because after he's had a very crucial impact on the team regardless of his performance in the games and actually coming through in the clutch. While he's, while it worked out fine this time, he's ran away in both instances and he's failed himself in both instances. But he has helped, push, Tsukishima for example, into becoming a better, more interested player and everything like that. And I can't wait till he finally resolves himself and starts to going in. But it was awesome to see that. Ukai's reaction was to be expected and everything like that. But it was really well done, dude. The way this episode was executed, really giving everybody on Karasuno some shine and developing some characters that have been lacking development, especially with CHIKARA in Daichi's absence. And this entire second season really has been developing the team as a whole heavily, and it's amazing to see. I'm really loving where we're at right now. It's amazing, dude. It's absolutely incredible. Similarly, at the end of this episode, though, because they are in trouble, Wakunan is no pushover team, and we see, you know, the cuts to Shiratorizawa, and of course Ushijima and them are beasting everybody. We see the cuts back to Oikawa and Seijo, and he's basically like, dude, that fucking goat voice acting from Daisuke, you know, Namikawa, where he's basically just like a ball that always used to go up when it doesn't go up anymore. That, I bet that's what they're feeling right now. The feeling that they get when they're losing hope and you see them down to Wakunan, and it's time for them to prove that they can come through in the clutch, because there's no way Karasuno is going out here. There's no way that was Daichi's last time on the court. So I want everybody going in. Hinata, my boy Nishi, Tsushima, Chikara, Asahi, they all need to, you know, go hard. Kageyama needs to go hard, and we're gonna wrap this up and defeat Wakunan in Daichi's stead, because that's just how it needs to go. That's the way it shall be. I don't care what anybody says. But this episode, absolutely amazing. I was wondering where Yachi was, because they cut to SAEKO, Nechan, and the other dude that trains, you know, Yamaguchi one-on-one in the audience a couple of times. I didn't fucking see Yachi at all. And I got a little glimpse of Goddess Shimizu when she called over Yamaguchi to go into the game. But that aside, not much Yachi. I was wondering where she was at this episode, unless I missed something. But that aside, GOAT episode of Haikyuu as always. Just everything about this package, especially with the OST that just suits the air of the series so well, and the amazing character development with this episode, all within the midst of a game, dude, with, you know, just the flashbacks being executed perfectly. That stuff that I always love about Haikyuu, about sports anime that do things right in general, and this is definitely one of them, one of the best of its generation. So let me know your thoughts, and I'm out. Peace.